Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. By the look on your faces, I can tell that you're wondering which one of the two brothers am I. Most likely, you're wondering if I'm the young one or the funny one. And for those you don't know, when Celebrity Ascent came out into service, Celebrity Cruises chose for the very first time in marine industry to start the ship not with one, but with two captains that they were also related. They were brothers, myself and my brother. Apparently, we're not that good, and they needed both of us here. Thanks. So now that I have your attention, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Tasos and I come from Athens, Greece, which means I'm Greek. You're laughing, but a couple of you already asked me, say, Captain, where do you get your Greek accent from? What kind of question is that? Well, from Greece. So I joined Celebrity Cruises 27 years ago. I know, when I was 19 years old. That's not a joke. And since then, I moved up the ranks from apprentice officer to third officer, second officer, first officer, chief officer, safety officer, staff captain, and for the last 24 hours, too late. And 12 years on top of that, I've been a proud captain of Celebrity Cruises. And it's worth mentioning that when I became a captain, I broke the record as the youngest ever promoted captain in the history of Celebrity Cruises. Thank you. And now, ladies and gentlemen, when it comes to run a ship this size, it's definitely not a one-man show. So please help me welcome on stage the ship's executive committee. And once again, I know what you're all thinking. Who is driving right now? Your guess is as good as mine. So I will start with the first gentleman on my right hand. He's the person responsible for the heart of Celebrity Ascent. And that means he's responsible for the main propulsion system, the air conditioning, the electricity, and generally the maintenance of the entire... Swap. I don't care. So, he's the person responsible for the heart of Celebrity Ascent, and on his daily duties, he's making sure that 72,000 horses are well fed and well maintained. So please put your hands together for our chief engineer, Yanis, all the way from Greece. Not important. It's my ex. Where were we? It's gonna be a long night. Now, cruise ships are also called floating resorts, and as such, we have a gentleman supervising all hotel operations around the ship, and that means that he is responsible for more than 1,200 crew members, and on his daily duties, he's making sure that all of you, our lovely guests, are getting the service you deserve. If you're not getting that service, it means you don't deserve it. I'm so happy we're on the same page on this one. And at this point, it's worth mentioning that our hotel director is the person responsible for Celebrity Ascent being awarded with 4 stars from Forbes magazine for the excellent service of the entire ship. So please put your hands together for Christophe all the way from France. Now, third in line, but second in command, a fully qualified captain who's always ready to take over the ship's command within 1 minute notice. He wish. And on top of that, on his daily duties, he's responsible for the ship's safety, security, environmental protection, navigation, maintenance, public health, and most importantly, crew and guest discipline. You got that right. Do not let that innocent face fool you. So please put your hands together for our staff captain, Captain Thomas, all the way from Greece. At this point, it's worth mentioning that our staff captain has also been nominated as the second most good-looking officer on board. I don't know why they're laughing. And he is single. You're welcome. Now, the next lady, she's the person responsible, together with her entire team, for the training and development of the entire crew. And that means that on board Celebrity Ascent we have 1,400 crew members from 70 different nationalities. So they're training them, they're developing them, including myself. According to them, I'm work in progress. I don't know what that means. It's all Greek to me. And on top of that, they're making sure that all of our crew are being treated fairly and with respect. So please put your hands together for our Human Resources Director, Melanie, all the way from Germany. And now, last but definitely not least, she's going to be the face and the voice you're going to love throughout the entire cruise. And she's going to be the master of all ceremonies, apart from this one. What? I'm here now. And together with her amazing team, they're going to offer you incredible shows like the one you're going to see here on this theater. More shows in Eden, in the club, live musicians all over the ship, celebrity life activities, and she has her way of making me do some of these celebrity activities. Anyway, so please put your hands together for our multi-talented and lovely cruise director, Kate, all the way from England. Whatever. And now, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to take this opportunity and tell you that during this cruise, we're going to be using our sense of humor in order to communicate with you in the best possible way and have as much fun as we can. But I also want you to know that when things come to your safety, we take things extremely seriously. As safety was, is, and always is going to be our #1 priority. And with that said, I would like officially to welcome you on board Celebrity Ascent on this 9-day cruise in the Caribbean. And within the next 9 days, we're going to visit 4 very beautiful ports. And in the remote possibility we get lost, we might visit more. have to admit that you're making me very emotional right now. And I would highly appreciate if you can keep the exact same level of enthusiasm in case it really happens. But don't worry, as this has never, ever happened to me twice in a row. So, before I go, ladies and gentlemen, do we have any Spanish-speaking guests in the audience? If you speak Spanish, make some noise. So nobody speaks Spanish. Well, since we have a lot of Spanish-speaking guests, it's my time to shine once again. Over the last few months, I've been trying to learn Spanish, and I downloaded an app, not very good, it's free. Anyway, and people that I know that they speak Spanish, they told me that the best way to learn is by listening songs, Spanish songs, so you can improve your pronunciation and learn lyrics and stuff like this. So do you mind if I address our Spanish-speaking guest? Excellent. So, damas y caballeros, bienvenidos a bordo Celebrity Ascent. Yo no soy marinero, yo no soy marinero, soy capitán, soy capitán, soy capitán. Baila bamba, no. Yo soy un capitán muy simpático y alto y guapo y muy modesto. Gracias. So with that said, once again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming here tonight. Welcome on board Celebrity Ascent, and that was your captain, Captain Tasos, and it's going to be an absolute pleasure and honor to be your designated driver for this cruise. Thank you.
Celebrity Ascent, please put your hands together for your captain, Captain Tasos! And of course, your executive committee. Look at him, ever a gentleman. Aye, aye, aye. Who knew that the warm-up act for tonight's production show was a comedian and a captain? Aye, aye. All right, who is ready for a show, everyone?